Hey gamers, welcome to X Interact's prediction show for Xbox and the subsequent Starfield showcase, which is all kind of one thing. I'm here with Eric. My name is Steven. And we're going to go through what we think is going to be there at the Xbox showcase, Xbox Bethesda, right? Because they kind of tagline it that way. Yeah, without further ado, I think we'll get into it. Do you have any starting predictions? We'll go one big one, one maybe surprise one, and one that maybe no one else cares about. How about that?
All right, let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
Did you see the Twitter post that Xbox put out where it was?
Oh,
So I didn't even know this until I
yes.
watched other people talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Where the glitter on the controller or whatever leading into the screen saying, "Hey, Xbox Showcase coming in like a week or whatever."
They're
I
playing
didn't
with
even
my
know this.
emotions.
Apparently, that's a reference to Fable,
Yep. There's a
and so
glitter trail, right?
yeah, glitter trail. So
Uh,
we're just gonna jump right into it. What do you think about that? Like,
Dude,
do you think Fable's gonna happen? Fable, like, are we finally gonna see after what was it, 3 years
3 years.
at this
I've been saying it every stinking year that we've
point?
been doing the podcast, right? Every year, man. They've been working on it for a while. I feel like they've had enough time to have something to show for us at this point. Uh, it could be like alpha footage, it could be like pre-alpha footage or whatever the heck. I don't care. I want to see how the game operates, right? A completely different style of game for this developer. Playground Games, if you didn't know, same people who do Forza Horizon. I'm excited. I think it will be here. I think it will be here. I think there is smoke and fire here, right? So, that'll be a moment that I'm sure I'm gonna jump out of my seat for. Fucking love Fable. I need it to be here. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it's gonna be here. We're gonna see it. We're gonna say it. A gameplay trailer. Maybe they go through some, but they're real with us. I don't think they're that far along. I think it is a bit I think we're maybe 1 or 2 years out at least. But I think we start to see like a concept of what the game actually is.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, so if me who was looking at that footage on Twitter, I'm just like, okay, cool. This is like a little neat little marketing detail.
Yeah.
But then everyone just started going off about Fable and Fable. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm gonna say yes, we'll see it here. And if we don't, Microsoft's gonna have to take an L for that. Cause that is some weird marketing if you do
you
that, that's for
you
sure.
definitely want to get ahead of that messaging and
Yeah.
stop that, especially with the crappy time they've been having this
Yeah.
gen.
And
Yeah.
apparently even though people have been already mentioning everything about Fable, Microsoft hasn't really said anything saying oh, this is not Fable or don't expect Fable to be the showcase. So who knows?
Yeah, I
This is just speculation at this point. This can mean nothing, but
like what
it's
else
gotta
could it be,
either
right?
way. It's been 3 years since we've seen it. You gotta show us something at some
Something.
point.
Yeah. Um so that's your big one, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my big one, but I
But a
know it's
big
like a
one.
big one for
Yeah.
Xbox fans. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I think that definitely has some substance to it. I think for me, it would be interesting to see what was a Banjo Kazooie. I've kind of seen things floating around, so on the Reddit and the people kind of speculating. There's Zio's been like, oh, it would be interesting to see a team pick that up, right? Phil has said in interviews, I don't know which one, don't know the source. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it would be interesting to see. Xbox does need that kind of pull, and it would be a good win for nostalgia purposes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they approach it, but I think you could do a pretty good one in 2023. So maybe we see a teaser trailer for that. I think realistically, because that's like my surprise one, right? I think realistically we're gonna see a lot more Hellblade. and I think it still does come this year. I think it is. They're gonna cement that in. Although, I'm kind of tepid on that because like I saw some they were still hiring for certain things and like they were doing mocap recently. So I don't know how far along that is in the actual like process, but we'll see. Hopefully they don't rush it because that's the last thing we need from Xbox right now. So uh I don't know. You were saying something about Atlas and tell me more about that.
Okay, so I mentioned it in our last portion of the video when we were talking about Summer Game Fest. If you want to hear our predictions for Summer Game Fest, go check out that video over there. But I mentioned
We pointed
I
opposite way.
mentioned I mentioned the stuff about like that little leak they had that Sega had where it had Sonic Frontiers beta footage,
Mhm.
um, Jet Set Radio footage of a new game or whatever the heck that was. But the big one, at least for me in that footage, was footage of Persona 3 remake.
Mm.
And there have been rumors going around that Microsoft has got like like a marketing deal with Atlas for Persona 3 remake, and they're gonna show it at this showcase. Now, I don't know how I feel about that because that's a what if true, that's a big win for Microsoft.
Yeah,
But like last year, they got the ports
they did.
marketing deal where those were first announced at the Microsoft showcase of Persona 3, 4, 5 coming to other consoles. Um like it was so weird that like they got it directly at their showcase. Then after the showcase, people were like, "Where's the Switch release? Is it not coming to Switch?"
Mm.
And then literally like a month later at the Nintendo Direct, that was like their big closeout announcement like, "Hey, Persona 3, 4 and 5 are coming to Switch."
And everybody's like, cool. Xbox already did this. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
because I believe like it was already leaked beforehand that they were coming to all consoles anyways. It was just like
yeah.
Microsoft has the exclusive deal. So, but yeah, like if Microsoft gets like the announcement of Persona 3 remake at the showcase, you're gonna see me pop off for that. And I believe it's probably gonna. I think the rumors also say it's probably gonna be on Game Pass day one as well, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think definitely like that's something like I'm looking forward to see if that's real or not.
Well, right. And so the interesting thing is we spoke about Sega in our predictions for SGF, right? I do think Sega has a good working relationship with Xbox over the last couple of years. You've seen a lot of
Agreed.
like a Dragon come to Xbox. You've seen obviously the Persona stuff, and I think there's some other things too that have come from Sega. So I think that's a very solid pick when it comes to predictions for them. Persona 3 remake. I want to say yes. I want to say yes because it would be a hype moment, right? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. Uh, but like you said, there is some substance with like that leak footage or whatever. So maybe.
Yeah, and like there are a lot of like insiders and leakers or whatever saying like the announcement is happening soon, and
Mm,
like soon the next big event is Summer Game Fest, but then after that is Xbox. So like it's happening at one of the two, and I think at Xbox is more likely.
yeah,
And like you said, in I forget which announcement it was, but like you said, like where there's smoke, there's smoke and there's fire.
yeah.
So like I definitely think like it's definitely happening. Like we're getting close to an announcement for it,
Mm,
and like Persona 3 remake or whatever definitive edition, whatever. These rumors have been circulating a lot around for like the longest time too. Like
right. I've heard it for at least like, I feel like a year now. I've heard kind of
yeah,
remake for that.
and then like it makes sense to me personally because like, but it's also weird because Alice did just port Persona 3 portable, and like that's a weird.
I don't
In
like
my
that
opinion,
version.
people have like different opinions on it, but like for my opinion, that version is kind of like the I don't want to say it's the weakest version, but like if you're doing a first time playthrough,
It's not the
I kind
one.
of feel like it's better to play Fez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's not the one to play because just the presentation is not the greatest. It's like all visual novelty compared to like the 3D world, and I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
But if Persona 3 remake combines like the best of both worlds, I'm gonna be like,
Ooh.
hey, we finally got the definitive version of this game.
Um. All right. So I have a few things in my head right now. I'm gonna run through them. First one, I think we're gonna see some Game Pass news. I think we're gonna see something big with Game Pass, right? Some like
So
when
what
I
do you mean
say
by that?
that, I mean
When you say Game Pass news, I'm just
yeah.
like, well, duh.
I know,
That's
right,
like,
right. We're gonna see Game Pass games there. Like everything's shown there is Game Pass, right? At least first party. So I think we're gonna see a change up to Game Pass. Either an addition of like another service grouped in, and that's like a big thing. Like I'm thinking maybe Ubisoft Plus would be interesting on there. We already have some Assassin's Creed games on there. We have some like Far Cry on Game Pass. So I think maybe we see like a partnership there. It would be kind of cool. Also, it would be a little bit confusing with Ubisoft, but who knows? Crazier things have happened. Microsoft just has money, so they throw it at stuff we've seen before. And I do think maybe we're gonna see a bigger emphasis on like the family plan. Like, all right, you're gonna, and now with family, over X amount of countries, share with, I think it's like four people or whatever can share that
yeah,
subscription. So I think they'll push that. I do think we'll get a big third party game day one, and I think because this year has been kind of weaker so far, I think they definitely need that win. And then I don't know what else they have more this year to come out. So they're really going to emphasize, I think, Game Pass as a whole during the show, as they kind of have before, and it's smart for them to do it. But yeah, I think we'll see a lot to Game Pass there.
yeah.
But
I think I definitely agree, at least for the Game Pass family and friends portion of that.
yeah.
I believe that's been like in testing for like over a year at this point, other countries.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just like, when are you guys like? Is it time to finally bring it to like stateside to the U.S. like the more major countries of Xbox? Because I know it's like been in like the more smaller countries. Sorry to say that to all those countries, but
No,
like,
no, but it's they're doing focused kind of testing
yeah,
of things.
exactly. So yeah, I kind of feel like maybe it's time to like bring that to the U.S., bring that to like other those countries. So that'd be good for sure. Ubisoft Plus, that one I'm still kind of iffy on because like I think Ubisoft has like came out and say like, yeah, we're not gonna put it on Game Pass. This is like our own separate thing for now at least. But like,
They have some weird marketing
just
with
put it
it.
on there.
Yeah,
Well,
like
I'm gonna be honest. EA Play and like the Ubisoft Plus, I kind of feel like nobody uses those on consoles separately
no,
unless you have Game Pass. So I'm just like,
why not?
put it on
Like,
Game Pass. You probably get like a bigger
or
market share for that.
do the basic version or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah,
what EA does. They like the basic version of EA Play is on Game Pass Ultimate.
yeah. I think that would be a smart marketing deal for Microsoft,
Yeah,
and
and
Ubisoft
then
really. What was I gonna
no,
say?
it's too early for this. But I was gonna say like put like Activision games on Game Pass. Like that deal still hasn't closed through
So
yet, especially with all like the UK CMA stuff going on right now.
imagine a scenario. All right, Diablo 4 is popping off. Diablo 4 is
Man,
popping off, and it's on Game Pass. Imagine that scenario, right?
I wish, but it's not gonna happen.
No, okay, that's my like. I don't think it's gonna happen, right? But I want it to. I want that to happen. I just feel like
I
it would be a good win for Xbox to be like, hey, we are working close with Activision. We know that some people are expecting certain things to be a certain way, and this is taking forever. Take this as like a all right, holdover. In the meantime, sort of
yeah,
thing.
I just think if you wanted to put it on Game Pass, you would have like announced it
They
for
would
day
have,
one,
yeah, yeah,
or otherwise it's like too early to put on Game Pass. Like I can see it happening like next year maybe when the deal finally goes through. But like if you do it like now at the showcase, you kind of like burn people who bought the game on Xbox, and like
yeah.
there's the console
And look,
bundle of Diablo 4, but then again, there's also a Forza Horizon 5 bundle.
yeah. So I've
So it's not
been
really, but
this is something that's interesting to me, right? Because there are people who like, you'll see it in Game Pass Reddit where it's like, hey, thanks for buying the game for us, and it just came out like that. I say,
yeah, but I definitely think like a week after the game comes
no, yeah,
out,
yeah.
that's way too soon.
No,
Way too
it's
soon.
unlikely, but it's one of the hopes, right?
Yeah. Um. But yeah,
Who
going back to Activision Blizzard, like I don't.
do we see anything in that regard? Because there's the whole kerfuffle, right? And they're going through the lawsuit of it. They're still in the thick of it. Are they just completely hush on it, right? On anything that?
So there has been like some reports going around where Activision wants or Microsoft wants this deal to close like ASAP, and so like I think from what I read, it says like maybe they're just not gonna publish Activision games in the UK.
Wild.
At least under Microsoft, like they'll have like a different company publish the
Yeah.
games. But yeah, it's like possibly happen. I mean, like the UK is the only country so far that's just been like, or in the US too, but like the US is like
I think it's gonna.
there hasn't been the US hasn't given an official statement yet. The was not the CMA. What's the FTC?
Uh,
The FTC hasn't to give
FCC. Yeah.
a official statement yet. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna block this, but like they haven't given anything official yet. But
I think it's gonna pass here.
every other country has approved the deal. So I'm just like, it's gonna be approved sometime this year. So it's gonna happen. But yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think we'll see anything this showcase, but
Maybe
something
this.
is gonna happen soon with that deal for sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like what, almost 2 years since this has been like announced.
I think it's been at least a year, right? It's been
Yeah, so this deal has been going on for a while, and I think Microsoft just wants it closed.
So, closing on that, I do think I think there are interesting partnerships that Xbox could do. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Shadow drops. Do you think there is a shadow drop at this show? Right? It was for their dev thing with the Hi-Fi Rush. It was a big moment, right? Everyone freaked out. That game was awesome. It would be really cool.
Speaking of Hi-Fi Rush, actually, and shadow drops, there has been, so it's just like a lot of like leaks and speculation at this point, but like on Steam, Hi-Fi Rush did get like new achievements added to it. Like, but like they're all hidden. We don't know what it is so far, but it could mean like new content is coming to the game. Now, what the extent of that new content is, we don't know. Could it be like a story expansion stuff? Could it be just like a arenas kind of mode? Could it just be like a, I don't know, like time attack, new costumes? We don't know. But like I definitely do think we're gonna see like more Hi-Fi Rush at this event. And I do think that'll also be shadow dropped as well. Be like, hey, here's the new content drop for Hi-Fi Rush, and it's available after the showcase.
Now, it's DLC. Is it included? Right? The game said it would be kind of weird messaging, right? If it wasn't included.
That's the thing. I don't know if it's like a traditional like DLC, you have to pay for it, like kind of thing, or if it's just like a free content update. I don't know.
I might be here for it either way, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know what it is, but definitely we'll see like something Hi-Fi Rush at the showcase. I'm sure. Recently
finished that game. Let me tell you, the classical fight, awesome.
Yeah.
Some really cool stuff in there. I never did the tower attack thing or whatever. I'm like, okay, I think I've had my fill of the game.
Yeah, like the post game challenges. Yeah, I didn't really go back and do many of those either.
Kind of like a roguelike type style game. Yeah, maybe some more. Like I've been hearing. I think it was it Tim Geddes? I'm kind of funny. Was saying like, a licensed stuff would be really cool.
Yeah, I think I want to see that too.
Yeah, we had some with 9 Inch Nails and like some other things, but like, was it Mozart? It was or was it, no, it was Wolfgang that they had on there. I think that's like free use at this point. So yeah, Hi-Fi Rush for sure. I think we will see. Given all of the surrounding leaky ship stuff, what else did they got on the pipeline? We've got Avowed, right?
Yeah, so another one, got Avowed, of course. That one I'm not too sure about. I don't know. Like that.
Wait, it's like Outer Worlds team. Well, it's not Outer Worlds, is it?
Is it? It's Obsidian, right?
Yeah, it's Obsidian, but I think Obsidian has maybe different
they're also working
branches.
on Outer Worlds too.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Avowed is closer for sure than Outer Worlds too. Because I think with Outer Worlds they're really trying to build with their vision for the first one with all the budget and time they need. Because the first one was small, truncated. They said that like they wanted to add more, but they really had to keep it like locked in a little bit more. But I think Avowed does come first. We've already saw kind of like a teaser gameplay for that. So there's something. Did we? I can't remember. Like what? Well, because there was something
we saw was that first trailer where just the magical hand stuff going on.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that was just like canned? Like you just have like?
I kind of think it looked just like too CG.
All right, too CG. Okay.
The actual gameplay.
Yeah. But you know, I don't know how people were drawing the Skyrim comparison then when we didn't really have much to go off of other
Yeah, I don't
than
know.
um it would be
I
cool to
mean,
see what that is. Flat.
there's a big one we're like kind of missing out on.
What's that?
Forza Motorsport.
That's right. That's a sure one. I think that's we will see that here.
Yeah, like it
That's kind of been delayed,
got
hasn't it? Like
the quote unquote delayed, I guess, because like I think it was supposed to come out like earlier this year, right? But then got
yeah.
delayed, pushed back. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I think that will definitely like maybe get like a release date for that.
Yeah. Eh. I wish I was more interested, right? You know,
Yeah,
Forza Horizon's definitely more my jam. And even then I only spend every once in a while I'll go check out and do some races and stuff in Forza, but I'm just not a big racing person, so I you know
yeah.
it'll be pretty. I'm sure it'll be really pretty. They'll have some graphical things they're showing off on the most powerful con. You know what I'm saying?
Most powerful console.
I don't know if they want to leave with
Well,
that narrative anymore, but
yeah. Actually, there's one more like so. I know that like Xbox does have like a lot of stuff in development. Like we still have Perfect Dark. We didn't even talk about.
oh yeah,
Um, maybe like we'll go down into that later if we want to.
yeah.
Perfect Dark. Fuck, I can't remember anything else.
I know
Perfect
they have
Dark.
Perfect Dark. They got Hellblade. They got
Hellblade.
Fable, which I think we're
Fable.
gonna see some of. We've got
I know there's like what a Contraband, which was like
Contraband.
we just got
They've
like one
got
trailer for that.
the Indiana Jones game, right? From Bethesda
Machine
Machine
Games.
Games.
But I don't know if that was ever like confirmed exclusive or not. But maybe we might see that here.
I feel like if it is a Bethesda joint, you're gonna see it here, right?
Yeah.
That's all of Bethesda. We're gonna see. I think we're gonna see more on ESO, Elder Scrolls
Yeah.
Online. That's like a given. Fallout 76. I would be interested to see if they try to get pull back people into that. They keep trying like smaller things and like expansions, and they keep adding content. And it's a decent game now, right? But it's just
Yeah.
it lost the wind in its sales at launch. So
Yeah. But I think the game I'm going towards, which is also a live service, is Halo Infinite.
fuck. Okay, yeah. I was waiting for I was gonna
Like,
do that at the last.
what do we see from that game?
Uh,
Like, it's
okay.
gotten better over the
Yeah.
year.
It,
Yeah. But like
certain affinity.
me personally, I'm still not like, wow, I have to jump back into Halo Infinite. You know what I mean?
No.
And so that leads into what you're talking about, certain affinity. Like, do we see Project Tatanka is what it was? Do we
Yeah.
see the battle royale? Do we get like a big expansion for Halo Infinite? Now, I think they did mention that story stuff. I'm pretty sure is just not going to happen anymore for Halo Infinite. Like that
Right.
team got like scaled down. So I'm just throwing out anything story wise. Unfortunately, that's all I think is not going to happen.
I'm with you there. Yeah.
Yeah, multiplayer though, I definitely think that
They can still redeem that
something.
part, I think. I think they can definitely inject because look, the Halo mechanics, amazing. Solid game, solid campaign. I feel like it kind of ended abruptly, but that's whatever, right? They had to chop up a lot of the game before release campaign wise.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I think they've kind of been working on this since almost like I think definitely before launch, like definitely a while before launch, they were working kind of in tandem. So I think it's time. I think it's time we see something, or if we don't see anything here, I don't know, man. I don't know if we see anything at all, right? I think now is the time you push when all of the collective eyes are here for E3 season, right? I think now is the time you go, all right, well, Halo has had its time in the moonlight at this point, right? I don't know, a bombastic, maybe, I don't know, extraction shooters are kind of big right now. I don't know if they do that. I don't know if they go that way.
Yeah, I don't know.
What it is, right? We've not even seen footage from it. We've seen like what
this
assets
has just all been
in
like speculation.
assets in Infinite
like
alluding to like a battle royale, right? But nothing besides speculation here. So that's a hard one. I really want to see it though. I'm really rooting for Halo. Halo's a big part of my gaming childhood, so like it would be cool to see it back in the spotlight for multiplayer.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, like Halo Infinite is definitely like in a weird spot. Like I definitely think it's been better since its launch, but like I said earlier, nothing to like really grab the player base that like left.
Yeah.
And so that's the hard part where I kind of feel like Project Tatanka, Battle Royale or not, whatever it is, it has to like pull like the audience back in. The people who like played for like that first kind of month and jumped off. It has to have like that big reach, or I just kind of feel like Infinite is just dead in the water at this point.
And
Unfortunately.
maybe Halo, takes a good break, a good long break.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I don't
No,
I
it's
don't
not
want that to
like
happen. I like the Halo universe. It's just that it's been really mismanaged, I feel like.
absolutely. I'm with you there. And I don't think you find a lot of people who disagree.
And
Besides,
like I know 343 is also going under like a huge restructuring change because like
mm-hmm,
Bonnie Ross left like last year, I think it was. Um Joseph Staten left Microsoft in general, I believe, is what happened
yep.
recently. Yeah, so it's been
Eh,
definitely
I don't
tough
know.
time for the Halo franchise, that's for sure.
And I want to wrap this up with, I think, Xbox had the cyberpunk moment, right? Xbox, what do we see if there is one more thing? Is there one more thing, and is it a third party or first party at this point?
Third party is kind of tough because like I don't that can mean anything really. Um, First party, like for example, like the Persona 3 remake I mentioned that could have been a big third party thing,
Okay.
and I definitely think that's probably gonna happen. But any like other third party kind of announcement, I
It's
don't
hard
know.
to
Like
think of who would partner with the Xbox, like a big one at this point.
yeah, it's
Mm,
hard.
I don't know. I think if they do, I think they really want to focus on first party wins this time. They've had to lean on Game Pass and like third party a lot this
Yeah,
generation. So I think maybe not third party. I think it is first party something. One more thing, and then I don't know. Maybe we get more in Perfect Dark, right? Maybe we get more
yeah.
gameplay. That would be
Either
really
like
cool.
I mean it's hard because like we already listed like a lot of stuff that like we're expecting like Fable and
Yeah,
things like that. And so that like Fable could be like the one last thing, kind of like Spider-Man 2 was the one last thing of the
right.
recent PlayStation showcase, even though it was like already a known thing. Um Everwild from Rare, I don't even
Ooh,
think we're ever gonna see that.
I don't know, man.
I don't know about that. You
Yeah.
mentioned Banjo Kazooie earlier. I'm just like I don't think anyone at
Uh,
Rare wants to make that
And look,
right now.
I don't think it would be rare. Is my thing. If it is a Banjo Kazooie, I think Rare's moved on from that. I think you consult Rare on it, but I think you get someone else on that project.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I think it would be first party if we do see anything at all. It's likely, the big twinkle thing. Either they open with Fable or they close with Fable is my prediction there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then I don't know.
Perfect Dark, I don't know, like maybe that, but even then I kind of feel like Perfect Dark is still just a ways away.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna lock it in. I do think it's Fable. I think if there's one more thing, it is Fable, or there's not one more thing. I think it just ends. Which would
Yeah,
kind of
like
be a
I don't
bummer, but
I was gonna say maybe like something new, but at the same time I'm just like, do you really want to do that now? Like
that's
especially when you have
hard.
like, a lot of stuff that's still not
Yeah,
out yet.
I want to see more from the stuff we already. Personally, I want to see more details on things that were supposed to meet that 1 year deadline. One, more solid things on that, and two, things that were further out, like there's quadruple A games, and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, let's see more of that. I hope we don't see, I don't know, redundancies here with the
Yeah.
same thing.
One thing I hope we don't see is Redfall.
Yeah,
Just
no,
just just
just
brush that under the carpet.
take the
Just
L, forget about
yeah.
it so we can forget about it. I don't want to hear like, oh, we're trying to make it better and like these things. No, just stop. Put their resources somewhere else. Refocus that team. They didn't want to
Yeah.
do it in the first place, apparently. Um, dude, that's crazy about Arcade Austin.
Yeah.
And
Now, if you're all do you still have a couple more things to
yeah,
say? Because
I know. I was
we
gonna
are
say I'm about to
missing
wrap it
one
up.
big game
Yeah, one
that is obviously happening like afterwards, but like
right.
we can still talk about that.
So Starfield, right? We'll talk about Starfield. and then we'll kind of wrap up here. But I think Starfield, because it's going to be its own showing. Do we come away impressed? Do we? Are we like, okay, well, it's just a No Man's Sky? Because I think I've been reading somewhere they do have procedurally generated some stuff.
Yeah.
Or in that regard, it's like how we made it all these planets, like they have it help with some things, so it's not all handcrafted, but it is the big ones, the main things were handcrafted, like the big main story parts and things like that, and I think that's fine. But I'm not really too, especially with this game in space where you have to do tons of planets and how ambitious they want it. As long as they lock in the writing, lock in the writing, and like I don't even know if I'd be mad about a Bethesda bug at launch, to be honest with you. As long as it doesn't break my game. You want dragons flying backwards, you want a spaceship going upside down when it's launching, cool. Well, like it, you know what I mean? That stuff can be fixed in patches. I'm not as pressed about that. Make sure like I think now it's like what? It's all polish, right? Like it's all been polish on development from my understanding. Or it has.
I don't know.
Or
I know
has
there's
it?
been like a couple like Redfall, or not Redfall, Starfield like development diaries. I think there is like just detailing some things, but I haven't really kept up with that.
Yeah.
I mean, the big thing for Starfield is that we have to get a release date for it.
Yes.
It has to be like this year. It has to be like they're at the showcase.
Basically.
They
said September, right?
After they delayed it after 11/11/20,
True.
Or 21, 22.
We need something more confident.
There's been no date ever since then.
We need something locked in. I need a specific date, and honestly, I need it soon. I need that to be coming end of summer, maybe.
I don't think it's gonna be end of summer.
You think it'll be fall? You think it'll be fall?
I think it'll be fall.
That'd be smart, right? Especially with marketing, you push, and you can play the new Starfield on your brand new Xbox. Actually,
going back to the date, I think there were actually rumors, like you were talking about September. I think there were actually rumors about that where it was going to be near Spider-Man 2, and so it's going to be a tough battle between those two. That's for sure.
I don't know, man.
But of course, with the rumors, time will tell once we see it.
Yep. I think. Okay. But do you come away impressed? Are you excited? Do you think you'll be?
So me and Bethesda games don't really like. I don't want to say we don't like mix. I mean, like I don't hate them.
Yeah.
But I'm never like, oh, I gotta complete the game. I gotta go do a lot of stuff in it. I never like put in more like than 25 hours. I want to say into a game like Fallout 4, Skyrim. Never really like put much time into that.
Yeah.
But like that gameplay showing we saw Starfield, was it last year? Looked pretty interesting. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh wow, this is like No Man's Sky, this is like Destiny kind of.
Yeah.
And so it looked interesting. But like,
and they got
that's like a pre-made video that they made, like how it'll actually like feel to play.
Maybe the Doom, what is it, id Software helping out with shooting.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know if this is just fanboys like being fanboys on the internet, or like it's actual rumors. But like there was like a conversation going around that Starfield might also be locked at 30 frames per second, and I'm just like,
let's not do that, please.
No, let's look at Redfall. No.
Let's
just no.
Delay it if we need to.
These are the like you market the most powerful console. You can't be the most powerful console in 2023 and have a game at 30 FPS.
I think
have it as an option, but don't have it be the only option.
Right. 30, give me maybe ray tracing, or 30 better graphical detail or something. Give me the option to have it look crappier and 60 frames. I don't care. And with the Bethesda game, I really don't care that much. I'm there for the story. I'm there for the immersion, right? As long as everything works and the writing is good and there's interesting things to do in the world, I'm set. I'm set. I think we're gonna come away pretty hyped, or at least I will. If you're into that kind of game and Bethesda games, I think you'll come away pretty hyped after that showcase.
Yeah, I definitely think like this is like the litmus test for like the general vibe of this year. Like I don't think they're gonna have a separate showcase, what is like 30 or something minutes long, and not have some good sauce there, right? So yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Like they separated this for a reason. They're like,
Right.
hey, our
They have
first half
confidence.
is I don't. Did they say like how long each one was? I forget exactly.
They,
But, like,
I don't think they did. I think
mm,
maybe they mentioned about like Starfield being like 30 to 40. I feel like that's a right.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know why in my head I'm just like, oh yeah, that Starfield presentation is an hour long, but like I
Yeah,
don't think.
that would be interesting. Maybe they go over different components of it, right?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly how long
Yeah.
it was.
It'll be interesting to see like how long those shape out. I think the Xbox One will be longer than the Starfield one, obviously. And it's just right after, right?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
directly after it.
Okay. But yeah, I think Xbox has a lot of heavy lifting to do this year, as every year so far since their launch of the series. So, well, and really Xbox One, but hopefully we get there. Hopefully we finally see the dominoes start folding in. This was our Xbox and Starfield predictions. If you want to see our Summer Game Fest predictions, they are also up as well at the same time as this video. Just go back. We have those. It was a good time talking with you, dude. But I think that'll do it for our weekly podcast episodes. We're kind of doing a little bit of format. Let us know what you guys think in comments. We'll also put up a poll as we kind of navigate through this like new format. Feedback would be really important. I think we have a form that you can do. We have a feedback form, right? We put the links in the description for that. So
Normally it was like the submit us a question and we'll read on
yeah,
the show
submit a
kind of thing.
question.
But like
Yeah.
I haven't really promoted that. I haven't really
Yeah.
like done most of that. So
So yeah, comments are going to be the big thing. Let us know what you think down there. In any case, I'm excited for Xbox. I hope you all are excited for that. And this coming week's going to be crazy busy. So look forward to the channel for reactions to things like that. I've been Steven. That's been Eric. And we will see you next week.